Loomian Legacy has changed massively. Whether you're a casual player doing adventure mode or going into PvP competitively, you need to TP train your Loomians and have a good balanced team. Now, in this video, I'm going to start a completely new series where I look at team building. Obviously I've got the PvP League and the guys have helped me put a few teams together. We'll kind of go through them and showcase them and maybe run some of their teams individually as well. I think that'll be pretty cool, to be honest with you. So I wanted to start off with Gobbidemic. Gobbidemic got a huge change now, being able to get Barbs and be used as a lead in PvP now. So I want to look at it. So we're going to run with this team first of all. I'll kind of explain the thought process around each Loomian, why they're partnered up together, and so on and so forth. I do expect you guys to get involved in the comment section. No doubt you'll be complaining about loads of stuff because that's how it goes. But I want to try out a few of these teams. If it is something you guys also want to do, use the team builder and export the whole team out. I potentially might pick them up in the comments as well. I think something like that would be pretty cool, but I want to kind of mix it up, and I want to try and involve Loomians that maybe don't get the credit they need to, or they don't get involved as much as they could do as well. So it's a bit of fun, to be honest with you. So here's, first of all, we're going to be running Gobbidemic. Item on it is Toxic Essence. Ability is Baneful. Moves going to be Provoke. The reason why we're running Provoke is Taoshinu is everywhere. Provoking it pretty much just stops it, to be honest with you. It stops a lot of things from setting up, so being the fastest thing on the field generally is a good thing for Gobby. Barbs, because Barbs, it's something you will have. Poison Barbs as well, so if we can get the chance to maybe get 2 Barbs off and then use Baneful, maybe coming in later in the game and something's poisoned, be able to hit a bit harder with Muck Blast, to be honest with you. I toyed about thinking about like just even not using Muck Blast and just putting Health Gift. It's an option. Or the other option that was thinking about using is it Terra Pearl, to lower the damage of earth attacks. It's also an option there as well. So there's the set. 200 speed, 200 range attack, energy cost 88 and 12. So it's your standard Gobbidemic set there. Nimble, smart, and very frail. I still wanted to do a bit of punch, because as much as I might have as a lead, it could be the one that comes in at the end of the game and potentially cleans up for me. So at the same time, I still wanted to be able to hit a wee bit harder as well. Next to that, we then have Wrestling. So with Wrestling, very simple, guys. We want this to obviously break down things. It now gets Pep Jab, which is pretty cool, which gives you a bit more of an energy restore. Blaze Punch, obviously, for a bit of coverage. Driving Force, pressure things out, so if you can see them coming in, you can see a switch, it's obvious, just hit Driving Force and removes them, and then Bulk Up as well. Ace, because we want to hit as hard as possible as well. I toyed about with the idea of running Adaptive Assault, but Pep Jab hits hard, and just getting that additional energy is brilliant. Brawler Essence, obviously, to hit as hard as we can as well, which is pretty good. I think Wrestling's going to break down a lot of things, guys. Like, again, you've got Taoshinu that's out there flat out at the moment. You've got things like Clips that's out there. They're really high usage at the moment, which is pretty crazy. But, you know, Wrestling could be, you know, the ace in your hole, to be honest with you. It could be the one that comes and gets you out of a lot of things, but, you know, it pressures quite a lot of things, and if they don't have a Spur type on their team, or potentially, you know, a Mind type, you could do some big boy damage. Also things like Tundrolin that's constantly about as well, guys. You know, Wrestling has its place 100%. Next we've got Zeppelin, running Earth Essence, because I think honestly when you've got Zeppelin now at the moment, the majority of times you are going to use Mudslide that it now has access to. The thing with Zeppelin is, guys, having that Earth Essence and Mudslide, it does that extra bit of damage. But what Mudslide does, if I click into it, I think it does give the detail here as well. If I go to Mudslide, it also removes hazards on your side of the field. So right now you've got Gust and you've got Mudslide. I believe those are the and Teardown, it was Teardown, I don't know. Mudslide and Gust are probably the two main things that are being used right now to remove barbs off the field. People are running Gobbidemic, they're running things like Lamello, they're running things like Searnite, they all have access to barbs. Mudslide's really, really good, but also being an air typing, you're expecting something to come in potentially with an electric typing to come in, and Mudslide's giving you that bit of coverage. Peace of Mind's brilliant. Provoke, as we know how important it is, and Resonate goes with Turbulent, which obviously means that your normal types are turned into air types and given a 20% boost. There's a set, guys, as well. Nimble, Smart, very frail, which is pretty cool. You could run. The danger is if you try and run very smart Zeppelin, there's a lot of things that go above your speed tier that can just rip you apart. So, like, Nimble is pretty much the way you want to run it, to be honest with you guys. In terms of the item, yeah, you can mix that up to whatever you feel, to be honest with you. Cephalops is about. Cephalops exists. And I was looking at seeing what actually does proper damage to it, and I was having a look at Namori with the ability Incandescent, which obviously increases to 25%. When part 2 of Atlantean drops, that there is actually going to go from 25 to 50%. So secret ability Namori is pretty amazing. Gamma Pulse, obviously to hit as hard as you can. Peace of Mind, if you can get a setup. Flash and Flee, like right now, having a pivot is pretty good because, I don't know, say for example, you can kind of predict a Rex coming in, or you can kind of predict, you know, Setamars coming in, something that's going to kind of, you know, you can hit with Gamma Pulse. But if you get that Flash and Flee, it can allow you to go back into one of these other guys and be able to start doing a bit more damage and putting them under a bit of pressure. Airblade, because Chartiki exists, guys. You know, if Chartiki comes in, you know, just send Namori out. With this here, I put 96 HP. You know, realistically, what you could do is just go like this and put the 96 actually in range defense if you really wanted to. And then it just gives you another kind of swap in there. For this example, I've just put it into the HP. But as I said, if you wanted to run it into range defense, then you can do that, no problem at all. And it just gives you another option. It's definitely not very smart. It's just nimble. Like, move this here for a second. I'll change that to none. Perfect. Okay, so you'll have nimble, very smart SA Namori. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So we want to use that even as a pivot. We could even use this potentially as a lead as well. Peace of Mind, you know, even +1, +2 in Gamma Pulse, so SA, it does some huge damage, to be honest with you. Next we've got Rex. We needed something that's, you know, going to deal with things like Stratosaur. Stratosaur is climbing at the moment in terms of usage. People are using it very clever and are using it very smart. But the fact that it's got new moves, got like a Jetstream, has access to the likes of Airblade, Energize and Magnify. Pyrex is your answer here. So Sharpen is more important than Power Focus right now because of the accuracy, because the last thing you want to do is have a Steel Crusher miss. We've all been there, we've all lost games because of it, and it's absolutely horrible. Earthquake Scapegoat, as you do, guys, and there's the very clever set that you've probably seen time and time again. Deals with things like Metatoad, for example, can come in. If you've got things like Joltooth out there as well, you know, it deals with some of those melee attackers as well. And having that Scapegoat, like, I think people underestimate how good Scapegoat actually is. If you can time a Scapegoat right, it either gives you time to set up or it can hit, you know, for example, if you Scapegoat and you hit Steel Crusher and you get the +1 on Steel Crusher, unbelievable, guys. And then your Health Amulet is just recovering that as well. But not only is it very clever, having Terrifying is going to lower a melee attack down as well, which is pretty good to have. To be honest with you, you really can't go wrong with Tyrex, whether it's a very clever set, a brawny nimble set, a robust clever set, a brawny clever set, brawny robust set. There's so many ways you can run Tyrex, and no matter what, it does work very well on most teams, to be honest with you. So looking at this then at the moment, with the ones we've went through, there's nothing really there that wants to take melee hits. So that's why we threw Obsidian in. Beast Slumber, Body Crash, Mega Chomp, and Primal. Didn't put Earthquake in because we've got Tyrex there. So we've got Mega Chomp in here to kind of hit anything that's going to be a light switch in, perhaps. Resilience, obviously, get the +1 and it complements the Body Crash. Could potentially actually swap Mega Chomp. Actually, I would actually go as far as actually dropping Primal, because people actually expect Primal. And what you can do is you can change that for Brace. So what Brace will allow you to do, it'll give you a +1 melee defense increase, and what that can do then is increase the power of your Body Crash. Very simple. There's a set, you just want pure bulk and your melee defense, to be honest with you. Put a wee bit into your attack from the leftovers and a bit of speed. The outspeed likes of Oxidate, which is quite good. You could alternatively drop the speed off and just put it all in melee attack, or what you could do is even swap that about. So there's a couple of different things you can do here, to be honest with you guys, and just throw it into range defense. It gives you a wee bit extra on that side, but you know, it's whatever way you kind of really want to work it, to be honest with you. Elephage, because I was kind of looking at this team and I'm like, the whole team is gonna be Zulong food, to be honest with you, bar pretty much Tyrex. If Tyrex goes down, you've got a bit of an issue, and I just thought, like, why not put in Elephage? You know, Elephage gives you another pivot option. The reason why I put in Flash and Flee instead of, was it Zippy Zappy or whatever I call it, is you've got Thunderstrike there. You know, you'll have things like Secret Ability Kazuni, and you'll have things like Eliguana that will just absorb Thunder moves. So Flash and Flee gives you that option to pivot out of it. Rejuvenate, obviously, to give you, if you're coming in and you might be faster on something, because like the base speed on this 110, it's a good speed tier, and running it nimble as well is quite good. It helps you deal with like things like Garlash, for instance, with having a Thunderstrike on it. Putting Tia's in there, I thought was quite good, because it honestly, a Paralyze could potentially win you the game. You could change that to the likes of Barter, Thunder Orb if you wanted to. You could change that to Energize as well. You've got a couple of different options. You could put that on to Provoke. I just wanted to put Elephage into something different, because as much as we've got Gobbidemic in the team and what they can potentially lead off of it each time, it might not always suit against the opponents that we're playing against. So put Elephage in there just to see, to kind of mix it up as well. Obviously Thunderstrike for a bit of stab, Flash and Flee to pivot out, Rejuvenate just to get a wee bit more, but an Electric Essence is the item. So I thought something like that would be, you know, slightly different. Because there's a team that consider running. I was going to sit and think about maybe swapping Elephage for Eliguana, but at the same time, you know, Earthquake, got Gobbidemic, Tyrex, and if you had Eliguana in there, you've pretty much got, you know, 3 that are going to be there, whereas Elephage is more than likely probably going to pivot out of most of them. The only thing that really could pressure us at the moment would be, say for example, Speciality Boots, Kieran. I think something like that would be pretty tricky to deal with. Obviously you'd have to kind of work around it as well, but you know, at the same time, you know, you need it. Every team is going to have a weakness. There's going to be things that are going to apply pressure on you. But I didn't want to go down the line of just having like a complete stall team. But in my thoughts, like here, for example, we've got setup. So we've got traps. So barbs, poison barbs, and if we need to potentially bring it in later on with the being full muck blast, we can break things with wrestling. Zeppelin is so good right now, and we've got Mudslide to remove barbs as well, which is important. We've then obviously got Namori in there, where we've got Gamma Pulse, Peace of Mind, Flash Flee, Airblade. You know, we've got Rex here, which is obviously going to help out as well. You know, just to deal with things like Strat at the moment. We've got something there to take melee hits, and then we've got another fast pivot as well, which is important to have. Looking at it right now, you know, icicle traps, but I've got two people provoking there as well, so that's kind of like the only thing I'm really worried about. Let me know what you guys think about this team down in the comment section. What would you potentially change about? And you know, guys, if you are using this here as well, if you go on this and hit the import export, you know, drop your teams like this here down in the comment section, and I'll potentially showcase them and have a look at them as well, and just kind of let you know my thoughts about it. I'll also drop the link to the team builder in the description if you guys haven't already done it. It's pretty good to see and kind of visualize and build your team around it, and then afterwards then you'd obviously have to go in and game into it. The only thing is, because it is on Roblox, you can't run both of them side by side as well, but it is a really useful tool. So guys, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to leave it off there. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't, and I'll say whoop whoop, keep it country, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.